Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Aisha, aka Nurse Aisha. I'm a registered nurse and I'm here to spread awareness on preventative health. And this is my focus and mission here on YouTube, so you can be healthier and happier. Now, on today's topic, I am here to talk to you about the dangers of this summer season and what you can do to be proactive about your health during the summer season. Now, if you like that type of content, make sure that you stay on my channel, subscribe, like, and comment on this video. Let's get started. Now, the first problem that can happen is obviously the sun. We enjoy the sun over here in Sweden and in the Nordics. When the sun is out, we're out and about. We want to enjoy everything. We want to enjoy every single degree. Now, we usually talk a lot about the weather, how many degrees it is, and how much we can do outside of our houses, just to soak in the sun and enjoy the summer season as much as possible. So now, the sun comes with many dangers. You have to make sure that you protect yourself from the sun rays. We've had a winter season for over 9 months and our skins are not really ready. So we need to protect our skin. So the first thing you need to do is wear sunscreen. Whatever skin type you are, you need some type of protection for the sun, all right? Some type of sun protection, sunscreen. So even us people with melanin-rich skin, we also need sun protective of some sort. Now, if you do have a darker skin, you do need a cream or a sun protective sunscreen with SPF at least 30 and above. And depending on the results that you want, now people that sunbathe, you shouldn't really be in direct sunlight like that, but you have to protect your skin from UVA and UVB rays, from sunburn, from hyperpigmentation, as well as heavy diseases or severe diseases as skin cancer. This is really important that you use sunscreen to protect your skin. Now, for us that have melanin that protects us, we still have different amounts of melanin that we produce. So again, you need to protect yourself. What you need to do, especially people that are using some type of drugs to limit their production of melanin, you know what I mean. You definitely need to protect your skin from sun rays, UVA and UVB sun rays. You need to wear sunscreen. Now, if you don't want to expose yourself, because I know a lot of you usually say, this also causes cancer and it's not good for the skin, whatever reason you have, then make sure that you stay in the shade or wear hats, long-sleeved shirts, or just make sure that you don't expose yourself to the sun, direct sunlight. This is what we're talking about. If you're going to be in direct sunlight, some of us have no choice. Some people work outside and have to be in the sun. These people really, really need to protect their skins from the sun. That is the first thing that you need to do when the sun is out. Now, the second health danger during the summer season is unfortunately pollen. We have talked about this before. Pollen causes hay fever. A lot of you are suffering from hay fever symptoms that we talked about earlier: sneezing, coughing, runny nose, itchy throat, swollen eyes, and you're really, really suffering through this season. Now, earlier I talked about, making sure that you clean your home, wash your hair when you get inside, make sure that windows are closed so you don't get all that dust inside your house. If you're inside, make sure that you remove your clothes from outside so that you don't bring the pollen inside. And unfortunately, maybe you cannot be in the outside basically because of the hay fever. But if you're really taking your antihistamines, which is the treatment for hay fever, then you are protected from hay fever symptoms most of the times. If you have a runny nose or maybe itchy nose, you can use the sprays to spray your nose, or the eyes, use an eye cream to make sure that you don't itch all the time. Now, the main allergy that people are suffering from or that is causing hay fever is the birch tree. Now, if you live around an area that has this much trees, make sure that you close your windows, and you might want to change your curtains a little bit often during the season and wash them off to clear the dust, especially if it's your children that are suffering from hay fever, because usually they don't know how to not touch their eyes and getting that pollen inside their eyes and then itching, and then the cycle just repeats itself and you've got the redness in the eyes and now they cannot go to school. So it's a tough season for people that have hay fever. Another cause of this hay fever could be also the grass. So maybe if you live in an apartment, it's not that big of a deal, but if you live in a house and you have grass around you, also make sure that you top up with your antihistamines. Now, you can get this off of the counter, or make sure that your doctor gives you a prescription if the symptoms are really severe and the off-the-counter medication is not helping you. Make sure that you visit your doctor's office and get a prescription drug for hay fever. So the problem that I've seen this season is that nature is on steroids. It's compensating for the long winter season that we've had. So it is what it is, and we need to protect ourselves, those that have the symptoms. In fact, my eyes felt really itchy yesterday because I was out the whole day supporting my nephew on his graduation, and after standing outside next to a lot of trees, I really felt my eyes itching and feeling uncomfortable, tired, maybe because we're standing for a long time, but this is what happens during this season. Hay fever is a big deal over here, and make sure that you protect yourself mainly with antihistamines. And if the symptoms are very severe, you can actually ask for stronger drugs like steroids if this is really a problem for you. One of the symptoms that I've seen this season is the hives, the skin rush. People have got so allergic because there's so much pollen in the air that they have developed skin rash because of this, hives as it's called. Now, the problem during this season is that you cannot really go to your doctors and try to get a test of what you are reacting to. And that is because we're so pressured right now with this situation that we cannot really take in everyone for these tests. Usually, it's not a good idea to take the test during the actual season. It's better to wait until autumn comes around and then ask to take those tests. So then what you can do is maybe document the kind of symptoms that you had during this season, show the pictures to your doctor and explain what you did to minimize the symptoms, so then you can work together to find a treatment that can be better for you the next season. So what you want to do then is start your treatment early so that you minimize the symptoms. And this, when we talk about early, that's already in February or maybe March, because the season starts slow. But when it comes now to June, then it's full bloom and all of it is out. So much dust, so much pollen dust that you will be reacting heavily. So you don't want to start taking your medication in June. You want to start earlier. So the third health danger during the summer season is tick bites. Now, if you're like me and like the great outdoors and you're out in high grass, trees and all of that, you are exposed to tick bites. Now, ticks are spider-like small insects that like to latch onto your skin. Now, unfortunately, the ticks can cause diseases. they can cause severe diseases if they're not treated immediately. Now, one of the diseases is TBE, tick-borne encephalitis, and also Lyme disease. Now, TBE is a virus disease that can be caused by a tick bite, and Lyme disease is a bacterial disease that can be caused by tick bites. Now, if you're unfortunate to get a tick bite, you want to remove it quickly, not forcefully, but you have to remove it with tweezers, and be very careful and gentle while you're removing it, because you want to remove the whole tick. And when it's removed, make sure that you contact your doctor, especially if you get symptoms, flu-like symptoms and pain in your muscles and joints. Make sure that you visit your doctor within 72 hours to get treatment. So after you've removed this tick, make sure that you monitor the place where you removed it, because usually what happens, it will be a red dot in between there, and then there will be a ring around it. That is very dangerous. That's what we call Lyme disease. Make sure that you go to your doctor and make sure that you get treatment very quickly, because this can be very severe. Lyme disease can be prevented and cured if you visit your doctor and get treatment as soon as possible. Now, as for the tick-borne encephalitis, you can actually get vaccinated before you actually go into the woods. If you have plans on spending your summer outdoors, doing any type of activities, make sure that you get vaccinated before you go outside and do all these activities that you planned, because chances are you will get to an area where there's so many ticks and you get bit by a tick, and now you're protected before you actually get outside. If you are younger than 50 years old, you will get your first dose, and then after 3 months you get the second dose. But if you're older, 50 and above, you might need to get your vaccine quicker, within a month from the first dose, and then make sure that you follow up with the program. They will give you a vaccination card that you need to follow, because that is the actual vaccine program, and they will tell you exactly when to get into the office to get your next shot. Now let's get into the fourth one, the fourth health danger of the summer season. Now, I talked about this before. Now, this is about, I should say, maybe common sense, but really it's not. This is helmets, a helmet to protect your skull. Now, a lot of you are going out biking, hiking, and also using this voice around the city and having fun and traveling from one place to another around the city. Now, take it from me as a nurse. I've seen so many people come through the emergency room with severe skull damage because they've not been wearing a helmet. Just today, I saw a little girl come with her father after she had been in a bike accident. Now, luckily for her, she was wearing a helmet. Now imagine if she wasn't. This is really important that you wear a helmet. Now, I know for a fact, and some of you have reacted to that video and the short that I made not wearing a helmet. I was biking, and it was basically showing what you can do as exercise during the summer, which is biking. Now, I wasn't wearing a helmet in that video. I'm very much aware of that, and I apologized for it. But that video was shot just to show you what you can do for exercise purposes while you're enjoying the summer season. But it's really, really important that when you are handling this type of bikes, that you wear a helmet to protect your skull. All right? So let's get to the fifth health danger of this summer. Now, I know many of you are going out swimming. You need to promise me that, first of all, that you know how to swim, all right? And second of all, that you help others that cannot swim you are close to them and maybe teaching them, especially if you have children, make sure that they wear the protectors, the floaties that they have to wear, or the ring around their waist if you're taking your kids out to swim, because these drowning accidents happen really, really quickly. In a blink of an eye, someone has drowned. I have already got notifications, news notifications of people that have drowned, and there's so many of this. Every summer we hear about someone drowning. Now, something that I also want to tell you about these drowning accidents, if you are around somewhere and there's someone that unfortunately drowns, make sure that you shut off your phone. I urge you not to film when someone has gotten into a drowning accident. I know many of you want to document, and it's your right, yes, but you have to know that there's some situations where you shouldn't film, especially if you have someone that has passed on from a drowning accident. And what we need you to do as health professionals, if we're coming around, and also the firefighters, usually they're the first people to arrive at the scene, they want you to just back away and shut off your phones, okay? There's nothing there for your social media. There's nothing there to be documented. Now, if you're in town and someone is getting into an argument or something that you need to protect yourself, if you're in a car accident and you need to document the accident, that's something that you can do. Unless someone has really hurt themselves in that accident, you should not film this accident. It's really, really disrespectful, and the police is going out with information urging people not to film and staying away from the scene, because it really gets in the way of their work. The police, the firefighters, and the healthcare providers that come to these places. So make sure that you know how to swim, and if something happens, make sure that you stay away, and also protect your children by giving them the tools that they need to be able to swim and enjoy the summer. All right. Now, the last thing that I wanted to talk about for the summer's health dangers is alcohol. Now, I know that it's accepted in society. We drink, we enjoy the summer with good food and a few drinks. Now, it's really important that you drink responsibly, because what happens with alcohol, it can cause all the problems that I mentioned. You get into an accident, you get into a drowning accident, you go outside and get those bikes, and without thinking, and you fall and you hurt yourself. It's really, really important that you drink responsibly. Now, I know midsummer is coming up and everyone is it's a drum roll to a really fun time with family and friends. But make sure that you protect yourself. Make sure that you hydrate so you don't get too drunk. Make sure that you make the right choices and drink responsibly. That's basically all I have to say about alcohol. We know it's a problem, and I'm hoping that you don't get into any serious problems regarding your health when it comes to alcohol this season. All right, so I'll stop right there. This information is not to scare you from enjoying your summer holiday. It's just informing you of what you can do to protect yourself and be proactive about your health this season, this amazing summer season. We have really good weather this summer. Fingers crossed, it looks great. Even though we have a few clouds here and there, it's going to be a beautiful summer, and I really hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that this information was useful to you. Make sure that you do what you need to do to protect yourself and have an amazing summer. I hope to see you in my next video. Now, if you've reached this far and are not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment on this video. And please come back for more health information. Stay safe. Bye.